What's up YouTube? For today's video, with a full Porygon2 team, Piglor98, this one is for you. So Porygon2 has some pretty good all-round stats, apart from its speed. Commonly it's used as like a bulky tank Pokemon, but I try to come up with some interesting Pokemon sets that not only use its special attack and bulk, but its attack and its speed as well. I've got 5 battles today. Hope you enjoy. First battle here, this one is against C. This one is on the Poke Portal. First Pokemon we got here is going to be a Jolteon, and surprising or not, we've got a Porygon2 as the lead. Now, the funny thing here was Porygon2 actually had Trace, so I had Trace Volt Absorb. So Jolteon actually was forced to swap out there because it couldn't really do anything to me at all, especially any electric moves, and maybe had something like Shadow Ball. So in comes the Skarmory. But what do you think of Porygon2? Do you like it as a Pokemon? Let me know. Is there any like Porygon2 or Porygon Z fans out there? Let me know in the comment section. Is it your favorite Pokemon ever? Let me know. All right, so we got a Porygon swap in here. So with the Porygon names, I just call them I just numbered them, so it's like Porygon2 then the number, so just so you're like not confused there. So this Skarmory was using Whirlwind. I thought I might try and set up Stealth Rocks at the start or Spikes or something like that, but it just kept Whirlwinding me out all the time. So this is a Zap Cannon Gravity set with Blizzard, so I'm going to be setting up Gravity and using Zap Cannon. Unfortunately, Skarmory being a Steel type already was a huge advantage for them. Also had Body Press too, so Body Press was doing a lot of damage. I'd say this Skarmory is definitely max defense. You can tell by the damage. Now this Porygon2, let's explain that set. So it was a Salad Berry Trace set, max special attack and max speed, and I already told you what the moves are there. Terra Electric. Unfortunately, with Body Press, there wasn't exactly a lot I can swap into, so I had to let it faint. This Porygon2, number 1, this is my sweeping set. It was a bulky Quick Claw set. We already got to see that Skarmory was a sturdy Pokemon too, so I knew that it would live. So it's going to go for Whirlwind this turn, which is actually good, so that means I'm going to take no damage. This is going to have the other moves on it. Hyper Beam, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Shadow Ball. That gave me pretty good coverage for everything. I put Hyper Beam on there for a bit of fun, and that had Download too. Quick Claw is the item, and yeah, it was like a sweeping set, right? So max health and max special attack, modest nature. This is going to be a Trick physical set. We got Trick, and I've got Zen Headbutt on there too, and it didn't really get a lot of physical moves, so the other move was Double Edge. That was about it. So I finished off the Skarmory with a Disrespect Zen Headbutt. Thank goodness it didn't miss. And the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Hitmontop. Now this is going to be another great counter for my team. The only thing is I actually had the Trick Room up, so I was able to outspeed at least the Trick Room on this Porygon. This is a Toxic Orb set with Facade, Zen Headbutt, Agility on it, and max attack and max speed, Adamant Nature. Unfortunately, it didn't really do too much damage. It really needed like Agility up, and then get the Toxic Orb and then Facade going. But with this Pokemon on the field, it's quite difficult. So I'm going to bring in Porygon2, number 5, and we got this Triple Axle Hitmontop. I was actually kind of thankful they weren't going for a fighting type move at the moment. Maybe they didn't want to use close combat right away because I thought they don't want like a drop on the defenses. I'm sure they had a fighting move. Maybe they had, I don't know, maybe they didn't have triple kick. They had like close combat instead. Anyway, Zen Headbutt's going to get a nice crit, and that's going to be the end of the Hitmontop. It's got like pink, it's got like these pink pajamas on. Next Pokemon's going to be Crawdon. Now, that's the shiny, man. Crawdon shiny is, I wish it was better than that. Looks like, I don't know. I thought it'd be really cool if it was like, black, and then it kept like the red, maybe like kept the yellow star and the blue kind of mouth on it. I'm not sure. It looks really cool, that way, but not so much this way. So we got a Terra Water Crawdon, and it's going to be, I'd say it's Adaptability Aqua Jet. Yeah, that's going to be hitting very, very hard. So that's the end of Porygon2, number 5. That was the Trick Room Service set. We have Double Edge, Zen Headbutt, and Recover, max health, and max attack, Adamant. So Brave Nature on that set. So we're going to bring our next Porygon, and we got a Sableye coming in here. Now, this Porygon on my team actually had Terra Water, and that was designed there to be able to like do some damage and a bit of a surprise in the rain. So this was like worked well with Rain Dance. and also had Thunder on it as well. So I get Terra Blast, a Water in the rain, and then Thunder. So Sableye's going to go for a Thunder Wave here. And it's probably just going to be, you know, your typical stalling set there with Prankster. I'm going to go for Terra Blast Water. No paralysis, which is really, really good. So I'm going to get rid of that one early. So that's nice. Yeah, that's very good, because that could have been really annoying and just stalled me with Recover for the entire time. So that's going to be the end of the Trick Room there. Next Pokemon is going to be Jolteon. They can finally bring it in. I don't have, like, Volt Absorb when I traced it. I tried to use all the abilities I had too. So, like, Trace, Analytic, and, yeah, all those sort of ones there too. And and download, of course, that's all three of its abilities. So this is Porygon2 number 6. This is Recover, Charge Beam. It was a really, really tanky set, and also had Dry Attack too. This had Analytic as the ability. So with Analytic, the Pokemon's attack are going to get 1.3 times power. You know, if they move last. So this is a pretty funny face-off here. We had the Dragapple here, and it was using a Pickle Beam against me. So while I was using Pickle Beam, I was setting up charges. The first one actually critted me, which is, you know, it was interesting because that showed me that I could live a crit. Now, this is definitely an Eviolite Porygon for sure. It's probably definitely the best item to run on Porygon. So I tried to keep it in check. I didn't want to put it on all of them. So I tried to be like interesting with the items that I picked. So I think I only put it on 2 of them. So this is Eviolite Analytic, and I also had Max Health and Max Defense here with Relaxed Nature, and it was meant for Trick Room. So I was using up Charge here and boosting up my Special Defense. Also, when you use Charge too, the next electric move gets 2 times power too. So I could get some charges up and then go for Charge Beam, hits harder, and hopefully get a boost there too. So that was the plan there. It's a bulky sweeper and Try Attack just for some coverage, yeah? So this is like a pretty big face-off here. The Dragapple was, you know, really, really hitting me fairly. I actually got a crit the first time, and then it unleashed its double base power attack, and then it started using Giga Drain. So there wasn't a lot it could really do, so I used that to set up some boost there, and then they swapped out. So they probably got regenerated, yep. So in comes Jolteon. Jolteon could go for like a Thunder or something, or Thunderbolt, but I critted it with Try Attack. That still would have done really, really good damage regardless, so he might have just lived there. So Tri-Drapple's going to swap back in. It's going to go for the Giga Drain. It's doing nothing. They pretty much can't do anything. The only Pokemon that can probably do something here would be the Crawdon, but I think they're trying to get my health down like as low as possible before they, like, you know, send it in. So they're continuing to go for Giga Drain here. If they do get a crit, it'll be very bad because they'll get healed up a lot, and I will take a lot of damage, you know. So here comes a final Earth Power, obviously going for a Special Defense drop. It didn't happen, and Try Attack is going to take out the Hydrapple. So all that's left now is the Crawdon, and this is the Terra Water one. So I was thinking I might be able to live this because I'm very bulky, and I do live it, which is really, really nice. So I went for Try Attack here. Try Attack does a ton of damage. It does not actually take it out. Very close though. So 2 Aqua Jets are going to be enough to take out Porygon2 number 69. So I've got 2 Porygons left. We've got Porygon 1 here. Sorry, I mean Porygon2 number 1. This is getting confusing. I got a Special Attack boost. It's going to go for Aqua Jet, and that does well over half my health. I'm going to finish it off with a Disrespect Hyper Beam. And that, my friends, is the end of the Battle 1. That was pretty interesting, pretty hairy, scary there at the start with the Scarring and the Hitmontop. Maybe if they had close... What is that trainer card? Maybe if they used close combat, they might have got through me, but maybe they didn't want to drop it. Anyway, next Pony. I think this is a Korean name, so... I don't know if there's any Korean people out there or anyone that can translate it. Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know what the trainer names are, especially the non-English ones. So this Porygon is going to be facing the Smeargle. I thought it might try and use Spore, but they set up the Sticky Whip instead, which is interesting, considering I have an entire team of Porygon too, right? It's not exactly a fast Pokemon. So now they're going to go for Stone Axe. That's automatically going to set up the Stealth Rock. That's a good idea too, because if Smeargle ever gets taunted, it at least can, you know, still attack, and it can still, you know, do the role as Stealth Rock. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's why they ran that. Plus, you know, you get some damage delay. So with this Porygon, this is a Facade set, the Agility Facade set, and that's going to be enough to take out the Smeargle there. I could have probably tried to set up the Agility, but, you know, with Toxic Orb as the item, I didn't really have a lot of turns, right? I was going to either faint, you know, and a couple of turns after that. So in comes the Pelipper. Then they did a double swap into Basculegion. Sorry, not Basculegion, into the Archiludin. They also had a Basculegion too. So I was definitely aware of that. So I went for Trick. and I tricked the item. Unfortunately, it didn't go to Basculegion. It went for Archaludon instead. I did get an Assault Vest, which is good because that's a very, going to be a very, very annoying Pokemon to get rid of. It's probably just going to be, your typical bulky stamina set. And with Assault Vest on the special side, it makes it very, very hard to, get around. So I'm going to trace the stamina, which I already knew that I had anyway. And now it's going to go with Electroshock, right? So I knew it'd go for that. Now, with the rain up, right, if it goes to Electroshock, it can actually use this right away, which is pretty deadly. So it's getting special attack boost, and it's hitting very, very hard. Almost taking out my Porygon 3. And I'm a Porygon 2, man. I should have named these like 3. I don't know if that would have fitted. Anyway, I went for Zap Cannon, and it landed, which is really cool. So Zap Cannon landing is going to allow me to get a Paralysis, which is good. Archaludon isn't a very, it's not a very fast Pokemon. Anyway, if you like Archaludon and Duraludon, I do have a cool team for them coming up this week too. So I've got like two more like teams coming out this week. So hopefully that'll be good. But just for this month too, I do have a visitor, so my uploads are going to be like a little bit sporadic, and my streams are too. But in September, we're going to be right. I think we're going to be right to go, right back at almost near daily uploads and streams. So I hope you're looking forward to that. It's been a long time, but I feel like I'm in a place where I can I can definitely do that now. So just a little bit of update there for videos and stuff. Anyway, so this Archaludon is just firing continual electro shots at me. I actually couldn't really do a lot of damage to it. I was just trying to get a little bit of damage here. I had pretty much all of my moves were not very effective, like ice move, electric move, those sort of things. Like it was like the special ones. So I had like Terra Blast, Water, Psychic, those sort of things. So I couldn't really do a lot to it, which sucks. And it's going to keep going for this over and over. I think I had like +3 or 4 in special attack at this point in the game. So that's the end of the Porygon. Things are not looking good right now. I need to really, come back into this game. I got some Sticky Web speed drops, which is, sort of countering that paralysis. And I got to get it down on special attack, which is good. I got a Quick Claw activation here, which is very, very important. And then I managed to get an Ice Beam off here. And, with that Assault Vest and that special attack boost, that was actually enough to take out Archaludon, which is really cool. So the battle continues, Next Pokemon is going to be Basculegion. Oh, that's that's the male one, yeah. And it's going to go for Liquidation with a Life Orb in the rain. I don't know. That was an insane live. I actually managed to live that, and Thunderbolt is going to take it out in one shot. So I'm like, yes, this is awesome. So I know they're probably not going to send a Pelipper, and they send in Kilowattrel instead, and they're actually making use of the rain. That's going to take my Porygon2 number 1 out. So I've got 3 more ducks left. Now, if to answer your question, I have done a duck Pokemon team. It has been a while, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any new duck Pokemon in Gen 9. If there is, let me know. But off the top of my head, I don't think there is, right? Anyway, out goes Kilowattrel. In comes the Pelipper. Obviously, they want to set the rain up here, and they're going to try and do that, obviously try and set their last Pokemon up to, which is very scary. So I got a critical hit on the Facade, which is excellent. It still would have been a 2-hit KO regardless. And Pelipper's going to take me out with a Weather Ball. It's interesting that it's got Weather Ball instead of like, I don't know, Hydro Pump or Scald or something like that. That's the end of Porygon. We're going to go to Porygon number 2. Obviously, some more sticky web damage here. I've only got a little bit of health to faint this thing, so I'm hoping I can do that. So I traced Drizzle, which really isn't too helpful, I guess, and it's going to go for knockoff. So that is going to get rid of my room service, the Trick Room set. Not that I was really worried about actually, getting outsped with a sticky web on the field, so that actually kind of helped me. So I went for the Trick Room and then went for Zen Headbutt. That's going to be the end of the Pelipper, so that's great. Kilowattrel was left and one other Pokemon. So Kilowattrel was actually pretty threatening because it could just straight up spam Thunder in the rain and it was doing like a lot of damage, yeah? Zen Headbutt was pretty weak too. So that's the end of Porygon 2, number 5. I had no Eviolite and stuff on that. It was like a purely sweeping one. So all that's left out is the shiny Porygon 2, my bulky defensive wall set. So I really needed to set up some charges here. Now, the good thing about it, I did have Terra Electric, so that meant I could, go for Terra Electric at any point in time. So I thought I'd leave it for a little bit. I didn't want to let them know that I had Terra Electric, and then of course I got paralyzed, on the very first Thunder. So like, bugger, I should have just I should have just tear it. Anyway, I'm going to go for charge anyway here so I can get some boost. I wanted to see how many I could actually get before I got like paralyzed. So here comes another Thunder from down under because I live in Australia, and the Trick Room is going to run out. Now the opponent is going to go for a little Timmy Terra. Like, this opponent was like just pure sweat, right? Like, so they're going to go for Terra Electric. Obviously Terra Electric Thunder. Who would have guessed? Very surprising. Now, I went for recover this turn, so I thought maybe I could get a recover off. Maybe I can't. It's going to be, very, very close, or it's just going to fake me, or I get paralyzed. Here comes the Thunder, and I lived on 4 health. That was so close. And I actually managed to get a recover off, which is really good. So I thought I had like a plan formulating in my head. I was like, maybe I could get like the rain to stop at this point, and then I can maybe get them to miss, and then I can set up some more charges and stuff like that. So I'm going for recover here. I thought if I can get enough recovers up at this stage, right, that's 3/4 of my health. Let's go for Terra Electric here. I'll turn myself into Electric type. That'll give me a free turn of them doing like donkey's worth of damage, and then I can go for charge, and then they're going to be in a very, very tough spot then. What are they going to do? I don't know, a flying move that's going to do nothing anyway. So here comes the Thunder, and that does nothing. Absolutely nothing. So now I can go for charge, and I can start going for Charge Beam. And their last Pokemon is a Water type too, and then they Rage Quit it. As soon as I did Terra Electric and the Charge, they rage quitted. So a nice juicy little baby bottle there for you. Hope you enjoyed that one, people. If you're enjoying the theme team so far, people, if you want to support the channel, drop a like on the video, leave me a comment below. That's the best way you can support the channel there. And basically, it's how the YouTube algorithm hoops work. So we got another battle here. This one is it's a very snowy battle because we've got an Escu on the field. This is against Viola, and we've got a Trick Room Porygon as our first Pokemon here. A lot of the time, I did decide to leave with this because it sort of set up the rest of my team. Not that it was anything amazing, right? What's that? Sushi. Oh, sushi? Anyway, sushi. I get it. What's your favorite sushi if you had to pick one? Anyway, we got this sushi getting flinched here by the Zen. I just thought, I'm just going to spam Zen Headbutt because this thing used the Veil, and it made it so tanky. Not that Porygon2 did a lot of damage with a physical set, right? So in comes Cutis? I don't know. Anyway, we got a pink Escu here. As you can guess, it is a full Escu team. Or maybe it's just Escu's name swapped around. And I kept getting quite a few flinches here. So this is a special Escu, which is pretty cool. And I'm setting up Trick Room again. Trick Room ran out pretty quickly there. Like, with Trick Room, it's just those 5 turns, they just don't last very well. But, use it and then you've already used up the turn, yeah? So they're setting up the Veil again, which is going to be a bit of a pain. Here comes Ice Beam. Ice Beam's doing some pretty good damage here. I'm going to faint, so I'm trying to get as many Zen Headbutt flinches as possible. Maybe try and use up that Veil, and hopefully they won't be able to set it up again. But with an entire team of Penguins, that's going to be pretty difficult to stop. So in comes Porygon2, number 1 again. We got that special attack boost. Here comes the Thunderbolt. No way that is living. So the good thing about landing special attacking moves on Escu is you can get past the Ice Face ability. So here comes another Snowscape. They probably all have it. It makes sense on this team. And people were roasting me, right? They were like, look, Escu's got as much hair as you, and you can see it's only got 1 strand on its head. That's right, I've got way more than 1 strand. So that's going to be the Trick Room there. Here comes Escu again. It's Escu backwards. So they're trying to confuse me with these names. Now, I smelled a rat, right? I smelled a rat because they went for Soak. I was like, why would they go for Soak for? There's only one reason they will go for Soak, and I know Escu really well. I know Special Escu well because it's trash. I knew they'd go for the Freeze Dry, right? So obviously Soak and Freeze Dry is a pretty good strategy. So that's making it super effective. I'm going for Thunderbolt here, and that's going to take out another Penguin, which is good. Who's ever got to see a penguin in real life, right? Who's ever seen one? Not in a zoo, nothing like that. Like a real one in real life, Not in a video game, none of those things. So the snow is going to happen again. Here comes the ice. That ice cream's going to actually looks pretty cool. I like the animation. How can they do a good animation there, but not on other moves? I have no idea. Anyway, my attack is going to miss, and then I went for another Hype Beam, and that's going to be the end of the Sushi Penguin. So that's 4 penguins down. Next Pokemon is the Hugh. So there's all little nicknames based on his name. So here comes a Head Smash. Ouch. That's going to take Porygon2 number 1 out. At this point in time, I've got a pretty commanding lead. The Ducks are beating the Penguins at the moment. Next Pokemon is Porygon. I know this surprised you. We're going to go for gravity here. Like, SQ does not understand the gravity of the situation. So I'm going to go for... I've got, like, Zap Cannon here. Here comes the Head Smash. That does an enormous amount of damage. Zap Cannon actually landed pretty cool. And, I don't know how that lived. It must have been like an Assault Vest set, because that was like a max special attack Porygon2 then. Here comes the Head Smash, and that's going to be the end of the Porygon2. Actually, I think that's the end of both of them because of the recoil damage. Yeah, it is. It's a double KO. So there's one more Penguin left, and there's 3 more Ducks left. Like, this is a very, birds of a feather flocking together kind of thing. So we've got a download and a special attack. Here comes an Agility. I thought I might get outsped, but just in case... I do, and it changes it into its nice form, I think, or nice form. That'd be very handy. So they're going to go for Belly Drum. This is very bad because all of my team is very vulnerable now because I could get one shot. It's crazy, like a Belly Drum Escu. And with its ability, it helps too because it's able to get that Belly Drum without taking like virtually no damage, unless the opponent has like special moves or status and that sort of thing. So it's going to have Terra Ground. I like that because it's got like the ground and then the ice. Maybe it should be the other way, unless it's like an Ice Age. Like, you jump off the water and then you dive into like a freezing cold lake and there's ice blocks in there and stuff. So here comes Icicle Crash. That is going to completely destroy me. This is bad. I managed to get the Trick and the Toxic Orb off, which is handy. That's all I could really do in that situation. So I'm going to go for Terra here too. I don't know, I was like, man, I got to try and live this, but it's +6, right, Icicle Crash. So I thought, let's go for Terra Water here. That's my best bet, and hopefully they'll use an Ice-type move. I won't get flinched or a miss or something, and yeah, it didn't miss. So here comes, I lived that very, very well. Here comes Terra Blast Water, and that's going to be enough to take out the Ice Tea. I get it, Iced Tea. Very nice. That's the end of the 4th battle. Violet, that was a really cool team, a team of Escus, and I hope everyone's enjoying the video so far. That Rockruff was inside the wall. Did you see that in the trainer car? The Rockruff is actually inside the wall. Anyway, 5th battle here. This one is against Lychee, and we have the team here as well. I wonder if you can guess what that is. First Pokemon is going to be Frostlass. I actually managed to get the Snow Cloak, so I'm thinking... this is, I spelled it right, this is definitely going to be a Snowscape set, but I doubt they're going to set it up with me having the same ability. So I got taunted there, so I couldn't set up Gravity, which is a bit unfortunate now because, all these low accuracy moves, well, they're still going to be low accuracy, So Frostlass is setting up the spikes here. I'm desperately trying to land a Zap Cannon against a Ghost, and I tell you what, it's a difficult thing. It's being a Ghost and stuff like that. So Frostlass managed to set up like 3 layers of spikes on the field. So all of my Ducks, you wouldn't think the Porygon2 would take any spikes damage. It's floating, right? But that's how it is, right? So I'm gonna get taunted again. I guess they expected me to go for like Gravity again. This time I went for Zap Cannon and it landed, which is amazing. So pretty good damage from Frostlass, and I got the Paralyze, which is cool. So I guess I could go for a Zap Cannon again, or I could maybe even swap here. So Frostlass, it's gonna have a Citrus Berry, so that's interesting. I feel like this is like a bulk investment on it because there's no way you lived that kind of well. Now they're gonna go for Destiny Bond. I am gonna swap Porygon2 out, but this is gonna be a bit of a pain because if I attack this right and it has Destiny Bond, it's gonna take one of them out. So, and it's still quite a fast Pokemon too, and it's also got Icy Wind. So I'm thinking at this stage I might have to sack one of my Porygon2 unless I get really lucky. They get paralyzed and they don't use Destiny Bond, and then I fate them. So I went for that angle, and they didn't get paralyzed, and I'm going to attack them. So that's going to be the end of the Frostlass, and it's going to be the end of the Porygon2. So I was kind of hoping with Zen Headbutt there that it would miss, but of course, on a Destiny Bond, it's never ever going to miss, right? So that's the end of Porygon2, and that's the end of Frostlass. Out comes the most broken Pokemon in all of them. It's going to be a Cosmog, right? So I'm like, I wonder what this is going to be. So I'm going to trace that unaware. So actually, Cosmog actually has a really good ability, and I'm going to use Gravity there. So, basically Nebby is inside the bag, and it's going to get really squashed. So So here comes the teleport. It's going to be teleporting right out of there, and that's virtually all it knows. It knows splash and teleport. So in comes, this is called access code. So the nicknames are the clues for this theme team as well. So if you think you can guess this theme team, let me know in the comment section of the video. It's going to have an item too, and it's going to have, it's going to get that attack right. Mirror Herb, I see. So it's going to boost its attack. So I got Swagger there. And Porygon2 is actually going to miss with... it's going to land with Blizzard. It didn't miss at all. Now it's going to use Poison Tail. That did a good amount of damage. But, Porygon2 it's pretty thick, right? And this one was... this is like... I think this is like a reasonably bulky set. And this is the end of my Porygon2. Like, it was... I think it was a Technician set. It must have been Technician, judging on that move, right? Let's see. So I swapped in my Trace Porygon2, number 5, took the spikes damage, and I took the Technician ability. Well, I copied it, right? I didn't take it. Now it's going to go for Nuzzle. So I can see it's got all like low base power moves, and I got paralyzed, which is really annoying, but I managed to get off Trick Room, which is good. So since I'm paralyzed now, that's really only going to help me out. Which is good, right? So I've got to have a speed drop. So my speed is like, let's be real, like 1 or something like that. Here comes the Zen Headbutt, and that is good. I granted myself access to the door, That's the Toxtricity gone. Next Pokemon's going to be Karibo again, and it's going to go for Double Edge. Great damage, but I didn't faint it, right? But watch this, right? Watch this. So the Cosmog went for a teleport, right? It teleported out of there. And I was thinking, like, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? So in comes this, and then I took damage, and I'm like, wait, the Cosmog has got a sticky barb. So I'm not sure if you remember, but if you're a fairly older PIMPNITE viewer, you will know I did like, there was this time where I did like a Cosmog with sticky barb, and it caused some mega salt. If you know that video, you should, you should watch it again. If you don't know that video, maybe you should watch it for the first time. I think it was like, I'm trying to remember, I think it was called, it was something to do with legendary Pokemon, like legendary Pokemon that could evolve or something like that. Or unevolved legendary Pokemon. I can't quite remember the name of the video. I've done 1,500 of them now, but it's something like that. It's got like a Cosmog on there with like, I don't know, a smiling face. So I actually got a very lucky Quick Claw there on the Ceruledge, and that actually enabled me to live with Stern and take it out. Next Pokemon's a Cosmog. Now Cosmog's got nothing left now, no sticky barb, no amazing strategies, and it's gonna get fainted there, which is good. So it's a very powerful Pokemon. We know that crit mattered, yeah. So we got 2 more Pokemon left here on this team, and it's gonna be a Charizard. Now, we're going to have a little Timmy Terror on Charizard here. Sorry, I couldn't help myself every time I see a Charizard do that. And Charizard is going to be a Dragon Terror, which obviously suited, there's a clue, there's another clue what this theme team is. They've got the homegirl gangster grandma in the background there. Wait, there's 2 of them. Does anyone have 2 grandmas? Anyway, so here comes the belly drum. I was like, oh, I hope Hyper Beam doesn't miss, and it doesn't, which is good. Like, if Hyper Beam missed there, I'd say I would have lost there. Like, definitely would have lost. Unless it was a troll move. I don't know. What move did that Charizard have? Now I'm curious what it had. So in comes Temu Hydreigon here, and it's going to go for Focus Energy. So it's going to go for Air Cutter. That just wasn't enough to take out Porygon2, number 1. And I'm going to go for another Hyper Beam, and he's lived on 1 health. It's like, what? Oh, the merchant available, people, and I don't know how that lived. That was like incredibly like low damage, like low roll damage. So we're bringing in Porygon2 number 69. I can go for like pretty much anything here. I've got like Charge Beam, so I decided to go for my own little TV Terra and go for a Charge Beam, Terra Electric, and go for that Charge Beam and finish it off. Also, I would resist like. I'm thinking like what moves I'd be running. I'm pretty sure I'm resisting like nearly all of the moves. Here comes a Dragon Breath. That's going to crit, but yeah, it's not going to do a lot to a Porygon2. And that's the end of the last Pokemon. That was a really cool team. Thank you for the battle, Lychee. Let's get on to the final battle for today, which is going to be battle number 5? Yeah, battle number 5. This is a battle against Leaf, and we have we got a Kyogre Leaf. Nice little Kyogre. Now, yesterday, during the VGC live stream, there was virtually like no news at all for like Pokemon. I think it was like mainly on the TCG. I didn't really watch it myself. I didn't have the interest, but apparently it was like TCG. So maybe I don't know what month are we in now. August, maybe September or October. We'll get some news or whatever's going on with the The Legends game. So anyway, we got a Trick Room here, and we got a Double Edge. Kyogre took a full load to the face there, which is good, and we're going to take some recoil damage. This is going to be like a Water Pulse now. It's like, it's like a confusion set, I see. So go for a Zen Headbutt Flinch. Kyogre's Hyper Beam is going to miss. A Hyper Beam Kyogre. That sounds like a PIMPNITE special. Anyways, that's going to be a, when you try and disrespect, there's always that chance that you're going to miss or your move won't faint. And lucky for Kyogre, I did faint to the recoil, so it was a double KO. So it was a duck versus a whale. Now watch this. This is pretty scary. So I brought in my Porygon, and it got an attack boost, right? The Medicham got an attack boost, yeah? Some Mirror Herb. And then it went for skill swap. So it swapped our skills around. I got Telepathy, it got Download, and then Download activated against my Porygon2, and the Medicham actually got an attack boost. Like, damn, that was actually pretty good, right? Imagine if, that'd be crazy, like, somehow, like, retain pure power. Anyway, I'm gonna get a boost there, and the Trick Room's gone too. So this is the agility boost. So this is my Facade set, and Medicham gets dropped like a stone. So this, believe it or not, this actually hit pretty hard. Like, I know it doesn't have a great attack stat, but it's like, okay. So here comes Dugong. Dugong just managed to live that, and it gets a curse up there. But there's no way Dugong's going to be able to live like another one. Like, what is Porygon2's base today? So it's got a base of 80, which is, I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's definitely not anything to write home about, right? Next Pokemon's going to be Bizzle, and that's going to be the Bizzle on the Shizzle. So that's going to be one-shotted. Oh, I got 2 more Pokemon left, and I got the Toxicorp hitting me really hard too. Next Pokemon, this is really cool. You probably have never seen this happen in a Pokemon battle before. Like, watch this, right? Only on PIMPNITE channel. So here comes the Facade, right? Politoed somehow lives, and then it eats a berry. That was pretty berry normal. And now watch this, yeah? So Politoed bounces in the sky, and then I'm like, wait, what if I go for a Gravity? What's going to happen? So I went for the Gravity this turn, the trick, just to feint it, and then I had Gravity in mind, because Politoed, like, when it bounced in the air, if you use Gravity right, the Toad should fall from the sky. So I thought that would be really, really cool to do if it uses it again. So I got the Drizzle. It went for bounce again, which is really cool. I think this is some sort of like paralysis strategy. I went for Gravity, and that means, right, the Toad actually fell out of the sky using bounce. Really cool. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna win, and then it uses Dig. I'm like, oh, come on. So I thought I got the good counter, but I had Dig there too. So I popped off a Zap Cannon, which landed, which is pretty cool, and that's going to be it of the Politoed. But that was a really cool interaction there between Bounce and Gravity. You don't really get to see that very often. Next Pokemon, last Pokemon's going to be Manaphy. This thing was like really scary, and it's also going to be their Terra Pokemon too. Now, this is also a theme team. If you can guess what it is, let me know in the comment section of the video. Today's clue for this team is going to be the Pokemon use. So that's your clue, right? I know that's not much to go on, but that's all I can give you at the moment. So Manaphy's going to go for a Tail Glow. This thing is going to be like crazy, right? Zap Cannon obviously is going to do nothing. It's a ground type tearing, and it got 2 Tail Glows up. So now Manaphy's got +6 in special attack, which is going to be like insane. Blizzard is going to be able to hit, which is really, really cool. It doesn't take it out, and then it went for a Terra Ground Mud Slap, and you wouldn't believe it. It critted me. I was like, come on, that's absolute cap. So I was like, okay, I got to beat this little this mud slapping Manaphy, right? I got the download there. I downloaded them hacks to beat the mud slap Manaphy, and then I went for the Terra normal Porygon, because I was gonna finish this off with like a Hyper Beam, So I'm going for that Hyper Beam. Here comes Stored Powers. Like, oh my goodness, there's no way I'm gonna live that. So all I've got left now is 2 ducks, and they are Everlighted, and they are bulky. But I was like, nah, this thing's gonna hit me so hard. So here comes the Stored Power. Porygon lives on 4 health. Wait, I think did I live on 4 health in another battle? I think that I might. I'm just thinking about that. And, Psychic was enough to take out the Manaphy, and that's the end of the game. Man, that was close at the end there. Hope you enjoyed the Porygon 2 battle, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for some more videos. Peace out.